Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes.
Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay, I have one.
Let's,
Do you
you
see
know
all
what?
the name?
Let's try though. Let's still try.
Hi, everybody. How's it going, everybody? Happy Tuesday. My name is Kevin, also known as Toying Around. Thank you for tuning in for the Boba Squadron. We are going to be talking about the Disney Plus Star Wars show Andor Episode 5 this evening. So thank you for tuning in. If you haven't watched the previous episodes or the actual show itself yet, early, very early, spoiler warning, less than 1 minute into the content, you have been warned. A new record for the show, but thank you for being here on the channel. I usually talk about toys and action figures and collecting. So if it's your first time here and this is something that you're interested in, please feel free to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and follow along with the cool content that's going on here on the channel. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's watching over on Twitch. If you prefer Twitch, that's awesome too. Or all the people watching on YouTube and also the replay. I appreciate every single one of you. All of your views, your comments, the likes, all help and go towards supporting the channel. And I'm always deeply appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Joining me tonight is the Boba Squadron. I hope you are ready. First up, fresh from her return from New York Comic Con, I emphasize her so this person knows to get ready, is our good friend, Livin' La Vida, Yoko.
Oh, dang it! Forgot to unmute. Almost a smooth entrance.
Almost.
Hi, everyone.
Well, welcome back. Thank you
Thank
for the cats in the show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here tonight, because this is your normal stream night over on your Twitch channel.
Oh, so it is. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, you're back from New York, back on your island of.
Back on my nice, peaceful, quiet island where the birds sing me awake.
And the cats
instead of sirens and horns.
But yes, welcome back. You're not streaming tonight, but normally you stream on Twitch, Livin' La Vida Yoko, and normally you do midnight 30 for when Andor drops. But tonight, are you going to be on later?
I don't think I can make it tonight because I fell asleep at like 9 o'clock last night with my phone still in my hand and my light still on.
One time I fell asleep
with my reading light. Yes, my reading
with
light.
my phone on, and my wife took a picture, and it was still on the camera app. So I don't know what I was doing. I think I was taking a picture of the kids, and I fell asleep on the ground. So
on the ground. I was in bed at least, but
you sleep in a bed. Show off.
But I because this week is the She-Hulk finale, I really am gonna try to stay up Wednesday night for that. Right?
Okay.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, that maths. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
So,
glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Are you gonna do a midnight 30 stream for the finale of She-Hulk?
That's what I mean. I would like to. I'm gonna see how I sleep tonight and see how I feel Wednesday before I commit to it. But I think I'm gonna skip Andor this week and try to do She-Hulk. Because trying to do both this week would just kill me, I think. Actually kill me. So
literally
I want to do it for She-Hulk.
kill you.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. There's more episodes for Andor coming along anyway.
Right.
All right. Perfect. Well, glad to have you back. Let's bring on the next person of our squadron. A very funny and talented actor, someone who's currently sharing in the same heartbreak as I am. And as I say those words, I realize I shouldn't have brought it up. Maybe I'll bring on Ernie. No. your friend and mine, fellow Torontonian, Mr. Paul Sun-hyung Lee.
Why you
I'm
gotta
sorry.
do that?
I shouldn't have said that.
Why? Why do you have? Like honestly, I haven't
Got over it?
It's been at least an hour since I thought of it last, and then you just had to bring it up. I'm like, oh, we're gonna talk about Andor. I get to chat with Yoko and Kevin and Ernie, and it's gonna be fun. And we're gonna cut Ernie in front of everybody, and then Larry and Lucy, they're gonna come and they're gonna squawk and they're gonna, lick their bums and like show up Ernie and stuff like that. But no, you just had to bring up the Blue Jays. Shame on you. What's up, everybody?
Yes, welcome to this show.
We talk sports sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yoko knows
We're not going to
baseball.
talk about it now. The only solace I can say right now is just, I know nobody cares about sports ball, but Kevin, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Houston just walked off the Mariners. Bottom of the ninth. The Mariners were leading 7-3, and they just lost the game. So that's a
Not
shame.
as bad. Not as bad as 8-1.
Not as
but-
bad. Not as bad, but that's a shame.
That's a shame.
Anyways.
There was a point in time I would have cared very much.
Oh, yeah. This is not directed at you at all, Yoko.
I
This
know,
is more
but I'm
of a-
just saying there was a point in time I would have cared very much about this, and I now have no feelings. So it's great.
Oh my god. Well,
Yeah.
Kind of like how you feel
Paul
about
and I-
Andor.
Kind
You
of.
don't have
yeah.
to like him.
Yeah.
If Paul and I keep getting our hearts broken like this over and over, we will eventually have no feelings. But you're a Leaf fan, Paul, and that's what I've been hearing the whole weekend from Leaf fans. It's like, now you know how that feels. So yeah,
It was
I'm
4-1.
sorry.
It was
I'm sorry.
8-1.
And
They're the
the
same.
first thing I messaged you, Paul,
Yeah.
I texted you after the game, and I said, I'm so glad we are not live right now, because if anyone who's been watching this channel long enough to know that reference, you'll know that would have been an epic disaster. But Paul, you did a stream on Sunday on your channel, Bitter Asian Dude, and are you going to do some streaming this week? I know you have things going on.
Yeah, stuff keeps showing up. So I do have I do have the means to unbox. There's a whole pile of boxes that starts stacking. I got 3 deliveries today, and Anna, my lovely wife, was like, "What's wrong with you?" So this
That's
is
fair.
all stuff I pre-ordered last year. Like the Squid Game doll. That was over a year ago.
It
that
was
I
a gift.
ordered.
He got it as a gift.
My friend Kevin sent it to me. She sees through all that.
Whoa,
She knows.
whoa.
She knows. The smoke screens, the beards, it's all she knows. She knows. I don't lie to her. I don't even try. I just look at her and go, pre-orders, baby. They just show up. It's not me.
Pre-orders, baby.
They're all pre-orders. Well, they are. They are.
Like that makes it better.
Yeah. Well, no, it was so funny. She says, well, what about these? And I went, oh, yeah, I ordered those 3 days ago. And that's what she's like. So what's your lane? Because I always say I got to stick to my lane, Star Wars. And she says, so what is your lane again? Because Space 1999 isn't Star Wars. The Squid Game isn't Star Wars. It seems like your lane is kind of all over the place.
It's an
Yeah,
18 lane
No, I was
18 lane highway.
like, I'm complicated, baby. I like all of those genres.
Well, thankfully you're still able to stream, and people should be able to see you this upcoming Sunday. And real quick, you got another thing going on. Do you want to remind people?
Yes, for all of you in the Greater Toronto area, or Ontario, or we've got some friends from the United States who are coming up for it. This October 21st, Friday, we are holding the inaugural Bad Bash. That is post-birthday, pre-Halloween celebration that we're going to be raising funds for Mutt's Dog Rescue. That is a dog rescue that we got our lovely Podrick from. It's been a life changer having him with us. We lost our cat of 17 years. We swore we would never get another pet because it hurt so much, but the house is so empty. And we got Podrick, and he has become such a quick part of the family. We love him. But this is something that I've been talking about for over a year now, and it's kind of one of those things where I just want to get together with my friends and celebrate. So we've got this great event, October 21st at the storied Stormcrow Manor. Yoko, Kevin, you've been there. You can attest to the geekery, how much fun it is. And we're taking over the whole second floor. and it's going to be fun. And we've got a lot of prizes. It's a ticketed event. There will be a link I can make available. They're on my socials. You go to my YouTube channel, check on my Instagram channel, my Twitter account. There are links to the event. And it's going to be a lot of fun for a great cause. And we will be there, and we'll be doing a live stream. There will be music. There will be prizes, and it is cosplay friendly as well. So come on out, hang out with us. Let's celebrate my birthday and dress up for Halloween and raise money for a great cause.
Yes, please go check out the event on Paul's socials. I have links to his Instagram in the video description below, and it's going towards a good cause. Getting toys out of Paul's house, but also to the dog rescue. I am going. I
He's
will
even
be
got
there.
he's even got his costume.
That would have been awkward if you weren't.
Oh,
I wish I could
this
go,
is
honestly.
a good time to tell you.
Yeah.
Yoko, I think you can make it happen. You can make it happen, and hopefully you can pick up our friend along the way, because geographically it makes sense. From the Toymigos.
Nope.
Does
not make sense.
Okay, I thought you meant no to picking him up.
No.
From the Toymigos, the one and only, always falling Mr. Ernie, the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys,
Ernie,
what's up,
man?
How's it going?
You need Yoko to pick you up.
Were you
on the
waiting
way?
long, Ernie?
Dude, that'd be bomb. Yoko, come get me and let's go.
That doesn't make sense.
It's okay though. We can work it out. Look, plan ahead. We'll do a Disney day, then we'll head out to Canada right after.
Okay.
See? Now it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
You got her.
Right.
Yeah.
But hey, Ernie, I'm
Right.
going to see you in a few weeks, right?
Oh man.
Is that still happening?
Unfortunately, I haven't. Our plans got canceled.
Oh, no.
So we don't get our epic meetup, sir. I'm so sorry.
Did Ernie just cut Kevin?
Well, that's it for
That's my
Ernie.
bad.
Everyone say goodbye.
Bye. Thanks. Sorry. Yeah,
you
man. I was
you
so
can't go on your
excited.
trip?
No.
Oh, bummer.
No. We
What?
have to push it back.
What's happening? Tell me. I'm popular.
I was supposed to be going to take a trip to Walt Disney World, and we ended up having to push it back. It was going to be in a couple weeks and this and that, but time and everything was against us, so there was no way possible. So we were this close.
I'm gonna go. I mean,
Yeah,
go.
Gavin's still going, but
I mean, I'm not gonna cancel mine.
we had a time where we were crossing paths, and me and Kevin were gonna hook up. So now we
We're
can't.
cross streams. Yeah.
Yes, man.
One day, Fallen Fett, you're the
Yes.
last Toymigo. Not really. No, there's.
No,
a
I
few,
think
but
I am.
close. Chamba?
Really?
Is Chamba? I gotta meet Chamba,
Oh,
but he's in
Chamba.
Australia. Next year,
Yeah.
SDCC 20. Paul, are you going SDCC next year? We're just making plans now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay. If I'm
All
not
right,
working,
we're-
for
Commit
sure.
to it. Yeah.
I would love.
Oh my
to
God!
Go.
If we're doing it, then let's do it. Yeah.
I would love to go.
All right.
Should we get a table? We should get a table.
Oh my God.
I want to
yeah.
enjoy the show. Can we just do a panel?
That's
Paul.
both,
I think
though.
you need to make some calls.
Yeah. Get us in. We'll do a
Kevin.
panwill.
If we're only that easy,
Right?
Well, you know what we should do? We should try to get on as a podcast. Don't they do that? They will select
might
certain
be
podcasts.
able to as
Yeah.
Boba Squadron.
I think that'd be great. Quick, Ernie,
If we
say
just-
something controversial that gets lots of clicks.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Okay, this is why you're
So,
No, he's
It'll
got
just be
something.
the three of you there. I always got something. No,
We'll just
I
play.
can't.
We'll just play all of our highlights together. But yes, let's aim for that. I'm glad we're all here tonight. And is there any new Andor toys to talk about?
Oh,
No. There was
Not
nothing
your
that was really
purchases.
cool.
I mean, like new releases, Paul. I don't have.
Did you get a
Something
Black
like
Series,
7 hours
Paul?
something came today, and I was like, oh, and he was like, oh, wrong series. It's in the Star Wars universe, but it's not for Andor.
Oh,
Well, you
Tell
gotta.
us.
You can still tell
Oh,
us.
sorry.
It's still Star Wars. I mean, people in the chat, you want to
got-
know, right?
The Lola,
Oh, nice.
oh,
the one that lights up and has
yeah.
animatronic. It's the animatronic edition. It has like 3 different active modes in it, 45 different sound font, like light, sound, and movement combinations. You touch it to activate it. That sounds dirty. Sorry, my head is still this Squid Game doll thing has still got me freaked out. So it's just
Very.
wrong. Why would they put it
Squid
there?
Game doll is me? Oh,
Yeah, because I got
They
that
didn't-
part
the
of it
people in the chat
specifically.
didn't hear you about the battery thing, Paul.
right. So I got this.
Wait, don't demonstrate it because
I
YouTube's
can't,
not
it's in the
gonna-
box. Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Well,
got the
there's our
Squid
into
Game
Comic
doll.
Con.
I got the
Do
Squid
it
Game
live.
doll, and it makes noise, like it plays the song that it sings, but it's in this little round, like it's like a butt plug basically, and the batteries in it. You guys stick it up her butt, and like to activate, you have to push the button, and the only way to do it is so it's like you're pressing your butthole to get her to sing like 3 seconds of that song. My wife said, "Why did you get that? And do you regret it?" And it's yes, I kind of do regret getting it now. I don't often do that. Usually I'm like, yeah, I love it. This one, I'm like, why? So buyer's remorse.
Well, I was instantly demonetized during that story. Thank you, sir.
These streams are not for kids, Kevin.
Yes, I did check that box on the creation, especially when you're on. What are you drinking tonight?
This is just Coke Zero.
Okay, so
Oh.
don't need to check that box off this evening. But I hope everyone. Sorry, go ahead.
I can.
Is
get some
Yoko the only
Jameson.
one with tea?
I have coffee. I forgot boba. I remembered.
So
it.
did I.
right. Oh,
Yeah, I got
You
soda.
guys were
Paul's like,
called
"Oh, yes!
the Boba Squadron.
Boba
Squadron.
Squadron.
That's what it
Did
is.
Sorry.
you forget?
I
It's not
thought it
about Boba Fett.
Oh,
thought, yeah, we're just making fun of Ernie.
could be though. Could be. That's my newest Star Wars thing. After over a year, look at him. Yeah,
You know, that's just a repaint.
You know, no
Yeah,
one here
I know.
is impressed. Not,
know.
not a single person was
single
like,
one.
Oh,
"Ah!"
Ernie.
and
Cool.
Paul's absolutely right. It is just an expensive repaint that
Sorry,
I
Ernie.
waited a year for.
Ringer Lose is in the chat. He did a calculation. I believe there are 11 Boba Fett uses on that
Is
buck,
it?
and I think 12 for Mando. So Mando actually took the lead for
Oh.
the repaints, which, you know, he's a popular character. It makes sense.
Does that include the credit series and the Christmas and Halloween versions?
Yes,
Wow,
all
there
of
you go.
those
Wow.
slight armor modifications or chest
Right.
plate.
Yeah.
It's the same generic build. So Ringer Lose, the detective. Shout outs to you. You are you're the detective for that reason. You do all the detective work. But shout outs to Ringer Lose in the chat. And a lot of cool people in the chat tonight. We're going to go through the names real quick. We're actually ahead of schedule because I already gave the
I
spoiler
didn't show
warning.
my Star Wars pickups.
Oh, okay.
Do it, Yoko.
I grabbed this
Oh.
Minnie Mouse ornament. It was the Hallmark's it was like their
I didn't
con
even know
exclusive
that.
this year. So they had it in San Diego and I think Star Wars
Nice.
Celebration, and then
That box
where was I just now?
instantly
New
Yeah.
York.
looks better than the Boba Fett.
Right?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Suckered Ernie, look what I got. A
Yeah.
gonk droid and mouse droid Christmas. Is that
It's so
is it
cute.
are they made out of pewter?
That's nice. Well, we'll know if
Ernie's
they're
like-
broken inside.
Outdone by a
It's fine.
Hallmark?
No, I
Are
don't
you
think-
kidding me?
I don't think it's pewter.
I totally was.
Let's look real quick.
Okay, we are doing an unboxing.
Yay.
It's
Ooh, that's
really-
nice.
Nice.
That looks
Yeah,
good.
computer. It's
That's
very- it's
a
really light.
Great
Yeah.
paint job on it.
That's nice, though.
And then here's the little guy. Try not to drop him.
Look at that snappy
That's
focus on your camera.
Right. Ooh, I also bought this
Oh, smooth transition.
my Ahsoka ring
Yay.
from Rock Love. Yeah. So those
So
are my
professional.
pickups. That's it.
Use code what at checkout
I
for.
know, I wish I had a code for Rock Love.
All right.
Just
well,
in the comments,
yeah,
right? Yoko sent me, so they know.
perfect.
Yeah.
Does that work? I'm gonna get some stuff. But yeah, those are awesome. All right, people in the chat. We're on schedule. People in the chat. Thank you everyone who's tuning in and leaving comments and saying hi to each other. in the comments. We have channel members Toy Rensu, Bearded Builds, Winger Lose, like I mentioned, Aaron S, Val A, Bearded Builds. All channel members. This is amazing. Great to see you all. Charles Stevens, Christopher Colvin. How are you doing? How's that battle droid coming along? Doing some great stuff over there. Ghost Fidelity, the homie 796 Studios is here. RMD Collective. Thanks for tuning in. Aaron S says, spoiler warning is 37 minutes early tonight. That's not even an exaggeration. That is correct. Channel members, Custom by Machu is here. Val A, I already said, but thank you. Charles Stevens says the drinking game got Paul swerving in all lanes. Paul be swerving in all the things that he's buying. Thank you, chat. Anna is here, says causing multi-vehicle accidents. Anna, thank you for being here. And if this were Paul's channel, we would all be taking a sip of our beverage right now. Aiden Skate, welcome back. Says, hey, Boba Squadron. Hope you had a great week. Boba. Paul, belated Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, my fellow Canadian.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
For everybody else, happy Tuesday.
What was yesterday?
Yesterday
Wasn't
was
there a
Thanksgiving
holiday?
Monday. Yeah.
For America?
But for everybody else, it was just Monday.
Monday.
You guys do multiple days?
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh.
It's like a 4-day
nice
like weekend, basically. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh.
Bad Wolf Media, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Winger Lou says, hook up with that Hot D. Hot D is better than Rings of Power, in my opinion, right now. So that shows Hot D's got all my attention, and that's the soundbite that'll get us into SDCC. D-Cirtle is here. How's it going? Says, hey, all at work, new building, so I can't stay. Just wanted to drop a like. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Not you, Paul. Ooh. And if I feel like staying up till 7 a.m., I'll watch the replay when I'm home. Well, thank you for being a channel member and supporting the channel. Aaron S, thank you for tuning in. The doll, yeah, that's a creepy doll. The Squid Game doll. Shots fired at the Fets. I mean, you don't even need to fire shots. Just a regular blind guy hitting him with a stick will knock him. We'll take him out. Going Geek Bjorn is here on Twitch. Thank you, and also Mackerson, DK. That's my good friend and my cosplay partner. I'm gonna post a picture later, and we're gonna check that out. Trevor is here. What's going on, 1-6 shooter? Good to see you, Paul Morales. Bad Wolf Media turned 47 yesterday. Happy belated birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
AZ Toy Hunters Guild. And that's it. Caught up. All right. Let's get into the episode 5. Yeah, turn the music off. No new toys other than random Star Wars things that we bought.
Did you see the Hot Toys, the new drop for the pre-order?
No, what is it?
R5D4, the Pit Droid, and the little BD.
I just want the BD.
Yeah, well, you can get it with R5.
I just want
and a Pit Droid.
Pit Droid.
I got this. Bearded Builds helped me find this. It's a Black Series Purge Trooper from Kenobi. If you're Butter Ranger channel member here on YouTube, the review is up on the channel right now for early access. Please go check that out. But Andor, episode 5. Photos. Here we go. There's some cool Easter eggs and props in this episode, and I hope we can get into that a little bit. But the episode starts off with Cyril. He's back in his mother's house, and he's just contemplating, or just looking back on all the things. Yoko, are you? Oh, she's choking. Are you choking? You have to sign. Remember,
give the international sign.
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for your concern.
I'm scared.
Please continue.
Choke a lot on this show. I don't know. Can you tell people real quick what someone said to you at New York Comic Con?
Oh my gosh, I will. at cons, I often get recognized from my time with Funko, especially this year our Super Sevens booth was like right next to Funko's booth, so I think a lot of people on their way to Funko saw me and they were like, "Oh." But for the first time ever, I got, "Hey, are you Yoko from Toying Around?"
What?
I've never even
felt really
I've
good.
never even been recognized for being toying around from toying around.
And so I'm sorry I missed. I can't remember his name. I apologize. It wasn't a name I recognized from the chat or anything, but I think he was a Toy Migos fan as well. So if you're watching this for some reason, if you're watching this, please say hi. But,
for the reason that he recognized you on this channel.
Sorry. I forgot.
Yeah, that was so cool when you told me.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that. So, yeah.
Completely worth restarting. All right, so episode 5. Cyril in his bedroom, moving back to mom's house. It's always a different feeling to have to do that, but he's sitting there thinking about all the mistakes that he's made. I still don't really know his motivations yet. That's another character where I'm still kind of unsure what was driving him before, but I think in this episode we might get a clearer idea of where he's going in the future, his trajectory that way. And I know we talked about it before. Like, Paul, you asked last week, like, what did everyone think was going to happen to him, right? Do you think we got a little clearer idea this episode?
Well, I think we got a clearer idea of what drives him a little bit, like why he's so like that, really, really sort of pushing the envelope. I just thought he was like overly ambitious, or really wanted to climb that ladder, and you can see why. I mean, his mom, wow, what a deep psychological study. You could write papers about their relationship there. And it was really interesting too, because like in the last episode, when he goes home and she opens the door and there's that gasp of surprise and she just wallops him and then hugs him and starts to weep. You're like, oh my gosh, okay. Like there's some history there. This is really great. And then you go in and you just see her just go right at him like a little buzzsaw. It was incredible. Just because it's that really weird, motivation by destruction type thing, right? Like she just was cutting him to pieces. It's like, at least we could have met, we should have gotten together while, you were successful for that brief period of time. At least I would have that to sustain me. I mean, she just kept going and like death by 1,000 cuts. And I thought, oh my God, it's very clear why he's so driven to succeed, right? Because he's got a lot of issues.
The conversation reminded me of like very traditional, older and strict Asian parents talking about like success. But the part that didn't ring true to me was like him talking back. Like, I never would have said any of that stuff that he did. he's like, oh, I'm sure you're about to tell me. Like, if I ever said any of that stuff, no. But the conversation was kind of in that vein. But I think like this apartment look inside her place is really cool look. I don't know, in Star Wars, there's a little in-wall breakfast table. There's this.
I love this. I love this little Star Wars apartment.
Droid in the corner that looks like a diaper genie that I have. And they're eating cereal, Cocoa Puffs with blue milk.
Yeah,
That's the
got
best.
a kick out of that.
And she's still pouring his cereal for him like he's a little kid. Right? Like she's doing all those things and she's still
sit up straight.
And yes, do you see it, Kev?
What is it, Yoko?
It's a Meiluron.
The Meiluron.
Shout out to Hera.
Made popular by Yoko, I guess. No,
also Star Wars Rebels.
And Star Wars, yes. Aren't you the Meiluron from Star Wars Rebels? Oh, is that the new joke? Aren't you Paul from Boba Squadron?
Wait, was Paul really in Harriet the Spy?
Yes.
Oh.
I had hair.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you Harriet?
I was. You got me, Yoko. I was.
I have not seen it.
Hey, what's up, Cap Lives? I don't think I've
Not
ever seen it either.
Spy? Really?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I didn't know.
That was my first feature film that I ever shot.
Oh.
Nice.
Spy.
Now you have to
Spy's
sign
a
a copy of
classic.
it for Ernie's shrine to you.
The ball shrine? I gotta find all of his
Of
movies.
course, Ernie's seen it. Ernie's
Yeah.
gone through your whole catalog.
The Hallmark stuff's the hardest, but still.
But the best.
Well, to buy, you can't get it.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, here's one of the quotes from the mom. She's like, "You can't pretend to be one of these people that you're not." And like you said, Paul, the comments were just cutting so deep like this. By the time you've remembered to sit up straight, it's too late.
Yeah.
She's just basically like, "Hey, you screwed up, and here are the reasons why."
It's just
For
everything.
breakfast.
There's everything he did. She's just on him, right? Just boom, boom, boom. And there's this and there's that. And look, you're slouching. And oh, you failed. And you didn't really invite me. Like that whole thing's like, I had a spare room. It's like anybody civilized knows that an open invitation isn't an invitation at all. It's like, oh my God. Like, yeah, there you go. And he's just like, dude can't win. He cannot win. Right? Like I think I would have faked my own death. Then go back.
Then go back to your mom's,
right? Like, I mean, if that's what it is, it's like, give me death, man.
Right.
Sign up for the Imperial forces. Send me off someplace else because I cannot go home to this woman.
Right.
Like, look at that.
Because with his answers, you know it's been going on.
Oh yeah, he's
for so long.
besieged.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yes.
he's scarred by this. And
But
and
what
the
I
thing
love
is, sorry.
No, go ahead, Paul.
No, well, the thing is, she loves him. That's why she's like all over him like that, because like her response, the slap and then the hug, like she weeps when she sees him. She loves him. And in a really perverse way, this is her way of trying to show her love by like criticizing him so he becomes a better person. And it's twisted, but that's how she perceives.
Yeah.
That's how she gives affection. By criticizing the fuck out of her kid.
Negative motivation.
God. But she's like, but I'm doing this because I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't give you any of this. I wouldn't help you at all. And so in her mind,
got a plan
she's
for him,
helping
too.
him. Yeah. So, man, it's so twisted. Mommy dearest, absolutely, Norin Radicals.
Hey, what's up, Rowan Radicals?
What's up, Nori?
Another channel member. What I love about this, it's a conversation between what seems like real characters that you would know. It's not doesn't have to be Star Wars. And I think what a lot of people love about Andor and Rogue One, it's like it's not your Star Wars style story. It brings you into a more realistic look at and like in-depth look at some of these characters. So I like the whole setup in the apartment. While the apartment looks very Star Wars and looks awesome, it's just a great and tough scene to get through with him and his mom. Okay, I think later on she mentions about calling the uncle, but the next scene, Cassian wakes up and he looks around. People are already gone. He double checks because his stuff is gone, but he found. Wait, Capliv says she had a really nice shirt, quite stylish. Yeah, that's a good arrangement of colors. Yeah, good call, Caplivs. Worthy of backtracking on the screens. But he wakes up and some of his stuff is gone, and he checks for his most valuable possession, the kyber crystal that he still has.
Sorry, when he wakes up, I just had this flashback to The Simpsons with Lionel Hutz when he goes and he's babysitting Bart and Lisa. And Lisa goes to wake him up. He's like, oh, and he pulls out a knife. Don't touch my stuff. Like, that's kind of every time. He's looking all over. Oh, okay. Kyber crystal.
That's exactly what happened here.
Oh my gosh. We need to do a Simpsons rewatch, but that's just more hours of my week that I can't afford, as much as I would love to do it and talk Simpsons with you. But he wakes up and he finds that Skeen. I keep calling him Spleen, but Skeen has gone through his stuff, and the guy's already suspicious of Andor Cassian this whole time. You know, where did he come from?
Yeah.
What are his motivations? Things like that. And seeing his weaponry. Oh, that's a real close shot on his resistances. But he sees his regular blaster there, and also the corporate issue blaster probably makes him more suspicious. It's like, hey, you left with not much on you, just a couple of blasters and the arm injury. Probably got out of there in a hurry. What the hell is your backstory? So it adds to his suspicion even more. But he turns around and Cassian notices this barcode tattoo on his chest. And he says, yeah, I saw your eyes go right to it. It sounded, it's like, yeah, so you look right there. You're topless, man, and you got this big tattoo on you. Yeah, of course I would look at it. But he identifies that, and he sees that Cassian recognizes it, and he calls it a crate head. And Ernie, have we heard anything about this before?
No, not this one. I mean, but this is basic. They're prison tats. All that he does to him, and he's giving him the basic prison once over, right? Asking, do you know this? Where were you at? Like that, because supposedly, if you're this dude, right, you've had to been locked up. I mean, that's the way it goes. Every different prison that people are at, there is a certain marking, real world wise. So here, this was really crazy to see in the Star Wars universe. I thought it was so cool because he called out, all the different ones and everything. Then even, are you just trying to remove the nipple?
I'm trying to zoom in to see if it is a barcode without showing too much nipple to get a second demonetization strike.
I just want to
following
make sure.
up Paul. So, just to be safe.
Yeah, so it looks like, right, like you could scan, but then he calls out, the clan on his arm and everything like that. That's cool. And then Cassian comes back with his own of saying it, and this guy questions right away, like, I haven't heard that. Then what? He says something like, I've been in there since I was, what did he say? Was it like 10 or something?
He went in when he was 13.
13. There you go.
Yeah, he calls
I've never seen prison tats though before.
Right. And this was by the hand.
That's a pretty cool design.
And the crate head, so is he talking crate? Like we know from the
Crate Dragon?
The sequels?
The planet with the salty ground.
That's a crate I think of, but you're right, crate dragon.
Well, if that spelling was correct though, because I think the other crate was of the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
C-R-A-I-T.
in Force.
So this is crate
Black
dragon
Belt.
with a K?
Yeah.
Oh.
Subtitles.
Yeah.
For the win.
Perfect.
That's good.
Perfect. This is by the hand. Another tattoo he recognizes. So by knowing these tattoos, Skeen, can guess that Cassian has done some time, and he said he's been in this place. Paul, did you mention it earlier? Was it Sippo or something?
Yeah, he said Sipo or Sipo.
Yeah, since he was 13, and then the guy's like, I've never heard of it. Which, go ahead, Yoko.
Is this a Thrawn reference? Is what I wanted to ask.
I had thought the same thing too, but
why would he have it?
I don't know.
No, meaning part of like the tats that represent that Thrawn stuff. But Chris from Sarlacc, he's a huge like Thrawn lover and Thrawn fan, and like big time. Yeah, I had to say lover because he's more than a fan. Like everything, he has the tattoos on him too. So,
okay.
He didn't mention anything of it. No, that's why, and he didn't mention anything of it. So that passed because I thought the same thing too, Yoko, and so that put it out there for me when he mentioned nothing of it, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not because I thought it was too.
He could also be like a big poser and like really not know anything about Thrawn, but just like has all the tats and stuff just for fun. Right? It's like, I love Thrawn.
He hasn't read any of the books.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Yeah, no.
Like, he's that blue guy that plays the keyboards, right?
That's what I always say. No, he is the reader of the group though.
There you go.
Shun topic.
Shun topic.
Yeah.
But they do mention the camps and there's so many camps you don't even have to. It's impossible to know all the names, which leads us to, the title, and I think one of the best quotes of this episode, if not the series so far. It's just like the delivery. It's like the axe forgets, but the tree remembers, and he just goes so seamlessly into it. But now it's our turn to do the chopping, and when I heard that, I was like, I was hyped up. I was hyped up. But yeah, that does lend the title of the episode its name.
You know what? The only thing I didn't like about that scene was, of course, he was calling out that he was in prison, and I had to steal your stuff and check it for it. I just didn't like the fact that right away he put it on Vel. Vel told me to do this. Yeah, that was kind of like a play down of his character. You know what I mean? Like, he should have just owned up to it. Like, hey, I took your stuff and I'm checking it. Check out my prison tats. Because then I felt like the whole Vel thing like threw it off.
I actually thought she did ask him. I didn't think twice.
Oh, like for reals?
Yeah.
It just made me think that because it makes me feel like going up to this heist or whatever it is, and then how he calls him out later, I feel that we may see him do something.
Well, he does do something, though. I mean, you look at it. I did love this scene, and it made perfect sense for him to say, Vel told me, like, he's playing it cool. He's just rummaged through all this guy's stuff, and he's looking for something. And that's the thing. He's looking for information, but he's also, like, we see it later on when he pulls the knife on him. Spoiler alert. But he
How dare you?
It's a smoke screen because sorry, Kev, flip the table. It's a smoke screen because he wants to diffuse the situation. He tells like it's almost like a seamless lie. Vel told me to do it. If you want to go complain to somebody, complain to her. Right? He's bluffing. She didn't tell him to do that because she knows exactly. Well, she's got a better idea of where Clem Fandango is coming from than Skeen, right? So and that's part of his character. This is what I love. This scene is all about them sussing each other out. And Skeen, like, he knows. He's like, this guy's legit. He's got street cred. He's been around the block. He understands this. And he's digging to see if he's a spy or he's going to screw them all. He doesn't trust Clem Fandango. So he is there to he knows something is up. And that's what I love about it. Like, they're sort of doing this. They're sizing each other up. There's this little dance. And it comes to a head later on in the episode. And when we get to it, I want to talk about that too. But I just love this actor. First of all, he's spectacular in The Bear. If you haven't seen that, it's on Disney Plus. It's another show. It's called The Bear. He is fantastic in that as well. He plays the cousin in that. And I was just so happy when he appeared on Andor. I was just like inside. I just like leapt. I was like, because he's such a good actor. And just for me, these scenes are just so well performed and so well written, and there's so much subtlety involved in it, and they're just playing these beats and these moments and these characters to perfection. So
yeah, I think this whole episode, there's no heist yet, but there are probably complaints out there. Oh, it's so slow and nothing happened. But like, man, it's setting up so much stuff and building up and adding to the characters that, like, this was a good episode. It's not a filler. It's not like, it's well acted. It's great. But yeah, so you think he left everything out just to get a reaction out of him, just to see how Cassian would react and have this conversation? Because I really thought, he was just doing that what Vel asked him, and if he was being sneaky, he wouldn't just take it all and just leave it out there.
The thing for me is, like, why would she ask Skeen to go through his stuff? Because there's no reason for that. She knows that Luthen dropped him on her. She's got to maintain that whole, like, no, like, I know where he's from. So it looks really suspect for her to say, check out his bag, because I don't really trust this guy that I brought in and tried to drop in and have to convince all of you to accept him. That makes no sense whatsoever.
True.
The Bear is on Hulu in the States. It is an FX show. Sorry, in Canada it's on Disney Plus. So that's the thing about him, and he plays it so because it's out there. He's washing it. He knows the first person out. He doesn't even look. He says it's all there.
Yeah,
Just-
he knows he's
It's
coming.
there. Everything's there.
Well, he wasn't
And
trying to hide it either. Like he
No.
wants him to know
Oh
that
yeah.
Yeah.
he looked at it to get in his head, but also I think to get him to bring his guard down a little bit or something. So like he's not expecting the second time that we're not going to talk about yet.
And he's like already topless. Like, look at my tats. I know you're coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It's like
talk
an
about it.
Look at my what?
tactic.
Oh,
Tats.
Sorry.
Tats.
Sorry.
It's short for
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
It's not Tatooine, Paul.
Look at my nipples. What I love too is like this is a no bullshit scene.
Yeah.
Like they're not really hiding a ton. They're just they all speak truth, right? He's talking about where he's from. He says the others they have no idea. They are so fucking naive. It's like I see you've been around, and it's this whole gambit of where's this from? Where did you serve? Like where did you spend time, and stuff? And they're sizing each other up. Like look, the way he's looking at him right there is just like I know where I've been. So that bullshit's gone, right? I know you've been through some stuff. Now let's see. Are you a spy or have you been through the system? And it's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't find where the captions are because they're blocked on this screen. There we go. All right. Yes. Fantastic scene. We cut back to Mon Mothma's house, and she has a daughter. And did we know she had a daughter before?
I had no clue.
Yeah. What I love is I saw a screen cap of this and I thought somebody was cosplaying as Katara from the M. Night Shyamalan Airbender movie. Because is that a screen cap from? Is that from the? Because that looks so much like an Avatar: The Last Airbender, like a Water Tribe costume.
Yeah.
And her
The blue
hair,
robe.
because she's got the braids down the front, like Katara, and she has red hair. And I think in the M. Night Shyamalan version, the actress portrayed like that. That was the look of the character, basically.
But she has a daughter who also has some major attitude problems.
Another villain.
Yeah, I mean, her and the husband together. I mean, why wouldn't I leave to join the rebellion? Like, this is terrible. But she says Mon Mothma, tells her to get ready. She's taking her to classes, and she makes this whole thing. I don't have morning classes. Stop trying to make a show like you care. She's probably in doing all of her rebellion stuff and Senate stuff all along that she seems a little bit separated from the family, maybe distant from the family. And the father and the daughter are looking at each other. It's like they're just he's just trained her to behave this way. But she's like, we made plans for me to take you. And she's like, no, you made plans. And she seemed really upset by that. It just seems like I got this sense that, after seeing her making all these plans to go see Luthen and do rebellion stuff, it's like something in her schedule was messed up by not having to take her daughter to school. I don't know. Did you guys get that sense from this, or am I just overplaying?
No, I feel that she has to stay on a schedule. Everything has to fit in, right? So that if she's like one of the biggest players in this thing, you don't want to be found out, not especially right now. So everything has to stay. So the daughter saying no, now that throws off her schedule. And the way that the dad is just a jerk in this scene of like he eggs her on, the daughter, right? Like you could see him making his gestures and his head nods and everything. And oh man, I really felt for her. And
Yeah,
I did, because it's just like they're being horrible right now. But at the same time, it's also been brought to the attention of, so how much was she in this daughter's life though, if the daughter's just like, you're faking it, like, I don't want to be a part of your stuff because you just use me to show off, basically. So there was a lot to these family shots of Mon Mothma that I did not know going into Andor. Like we were going to see this, right? Like the husband and the daughter and her real backstory. Like that's a real backstory right there. Is the family ones.
Yoko, did you have something to add?
Oh no, I was just thinking like most teenage girls and their mothers go through a period like this, but you know, if if the dad is there in a positive way in your family, dad doesn't let you talk to mom like this. I say that from experience.
True. She
But,
does point out, like, I could have used your support, man.
Yeah.
And he was just, I don't know,
But-
on his iPhone or something.
No,
I don't think her being upset here has anything to do with her political situation. I think it's just to show her struggles as a mom, as a human being, you know, trying to relate to her daughter and trying to connect to her daughter, and her husband's kind of turned the daughter against her.
Yeah.
Using that to his advantage.
Glad to have your insight, since I've never been a teenage girl,
yeah,
or a mother. Paul was going to say something. I saw you almost take the bait there, Paul.
No,
I've never been a teenage girl.
I was just saying that I don't think it. I agree with Yoko. I don't think it had anything to do with you're disrupting my plans with the rebellion. I really think this is a slice of what the family dynamic is, and Perrin, the husband, was being a total jackwad here because he's sitting there leaning back and smirking, and obviously he approves of this discord there.
Mm-hmm.
The part that sort of drove me around the bend was, you know, when Mon Mothma basically says, "Well, that's so hurtful," and the daughter goes, "There you go again. You're making it all about you." And it's like, oh my god, she basically, you know, she's expressing that her actions are hurtful. They hurt her feelings, and then she says, "No, you're turning it into all like that." That sort of that argument where you flip the narrative, really kind of as a parent. I get it. It's like, oh my god, wow. Mm-hmm. The insolence, in a sense, right? Like, all I asked you to do was come with me. Like, we're gonna do this. I mean, and there's two sides to each equation. I mean, obviously, the daughter is feeling like you're not involved and you're pretending. And when you drag me to these things that I don't want to go to, it's all for everyone else's show, but you don't really want to spend time with me. And I think there's a kernel of truth in there somewhere, right? I don't think Mon Mothma is completely blameless there. And as a teenager, sometimes when I was a teenager, I didn't really understand the bigger picture, and I get really like, oh, my parents are so dumb. Why are they doing this? And then now, as a parent, I go, oh, I get it. I kind of get it now. So I think this was a really, really sort of telling, a great scene again about what the home life is like, and the discord between Mon Mothma and Perrin. And there's a great, like, that scene in the speeder later on after the one event is like, holy shit, that was awesome. But yeah, no, this is just, you know, they're laying the seeds and they're showing what's going on, what's happening here.
Shout outs to Jay Twitch. Cat Lives says, now Mon Mothma is pure style. Her fits are so clean. Her family sucks though. So this episode, I think, is really doing it for Cap Lives and some of the ladies' outfits in here. But yes, the family does suck. Okay, so we're back in the camp. Nemec. I remember his name because it sounds like a Dragon Ball planet. But he gives Cassian some gross milk that he spits out. And he shows him this old navigational unit,
camera,
which is the back of a old school Polaroid camera. Did you have one, Paul?
I did.
Like this specific one?
No, not this one, but I recognized him like right away.
Really?
Oh, that's a Polaroid camera. Turn around, show the front.
Yeah, that's super.
It's funny
cool.
that they would make it so, like, they would leave it so recognizable.
Well, they did some modification to it, like the
yeah,
pointing at the screen. SDCC, here we come.
Yeah, right. The right-handed side, that bar, for example, underneath his thumb, right?
Mhm.
Like those are add-ons
Hmm.
and stuff. Like they've slightly modified it. But I mean, if they turned it around to the front part, then for sure you would have gone, oh shit, it's a Polaroid. Like just because it folds out, like it's a great sort of mechanism where it goes flat and you can pop it open, right? Like that's why I recognized it.
That's awesome. In the traditional Star Wars way of using everyday or older tech, real life items as props in the content. Let me zoom out of this. Bad Wolf Media says it's a tricorder. I don't know what a tricorder is. It is a Polaroid. Charles Stevens says I think I have one in the back of the closet right now. Perfect. Now you can take it out and put it on display as a prop of some sort. But I think Nemec makes a cool point. He's like, we've grown reliant on Imperial tech. We've made ourselves vulnerable. Like, just the way technology is, everything's easier that you forget how to do. Like, if technology went down, there's certain things that we wouldn't remember how to do normally. Like, if I lost my phone, I wouldn't remember anyone's phone numbers and lost. But my mom still goes old school and she writes each one down in a notepad and she'll remember everyone's phone number all the time. Not that it makes me vulnerable, but to that extreme. But I think it's a great point that he makes.
I have thought about that though. I know like 2 phone numbers these days.
911.
Okay, 3 phone numbers.
Oh, look, you've already increased it. I know like the pizza place's phone number.
But I also remember my childhood phone number, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that stuff you're not going to forget.
No?
Yeah, I still remember that one too. Any other phone numbers though, I don't know anything. Everything's all the phone.
But there's a lot of great quotes from Nemec here. He's writing a manifesto, as we find out, which I don't know if maybe some of this, because I mean the 4 of us have agreed he's gonna die. He's probably gonna be the first one to die, or definitely will die. And this manifesto could possibly be, some literature that goes into the growth of the rebellion, or something that Cassian reads. He's like, oh, he died, and he takes his manifesto, he finally reads it, and then that's what drives him further into the rebellion. Who knows? But he's got some great points in here pointing out what's going on with the Empire in the universe, that they're doing so many bad things. The pace of did they say repression? I thought he said oppression in the show, but the subtitle says outstrips our ability to understand it. Like, there's so many things happening so fast that we can't even figure it out. It's easier to hide behind 40 atrocities than a single incident. And I don't know, this is just another great scene building out the world of Star Wars. But they go back. Clem gets called in because he has to figure out this problem for them that Vel hasn't somehow figured out for their heist. This is like a very bad Ocean's 11. Like, and the whole time, Clem's just flabbergasted. He's like, "You really don't know, do you? Is this the test? Oh my god, you don't know. Like, how are you gonna do this?" But is it weird? He knew everything about the ship. Like, you go in and you input the weight, and the guy's like, "Well, how come it's not in the manual?" And Cassian's like, "It's a custom job." I don't know. I found it weird because, like, how did he know this ship has a custom unit in there with the giant handle? He said it's a big, ugly thing you have to pull. What do you think the purpose was, like, or the significance of this scene? Just to show how ill prepared the team was, or that just a way to get him more planted into the heist?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, obviously, they were talking about when Luthen was first arguing with Vel. He was, they'd written to the dialogue that they'd been saying they were short, they were light on one person anyway for the team. They talk about him bringing critical redundancy to the whole mission because he could fly, he could fight, he can lie, he can do all these different things. You know, it's obvious they didn't have an experienced pilot with them. You know, it's you kind of go, wow, they I think they were on the brink of scrubbing that mission. And I think one of the reasons, I mean, we talk about this later on, Luthen, he says, I really wanted this. And so Andor is the perfect mercenary to bring in. Like, he's got to pay him to come in to sort of ensure that this heist works, in essence, because I can't see them figuring this shit out during the moment. If their timeline is so tight that they have to take off just before the eye happens, and they're fumbling around going, we don't know how to release the ship from the dock.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a big deal. It's like planning a heist and not having a getaway, not knowing how to drive the getaway vehicle. You know, it's just like, and then being suspicious of the guy who can drive it. It's like, it's weird. So, you know, I think it's one of those things where they are in over their heads, which shows as well why for later on this great scene on the mountain with Skeen and Clem Fandango and everybody else.
That's what I feel big time is the way in over their heads, because then there's another scene later where he does something else that he has to fix. And these guys are supposed to be prepared for months, right? So it kind of sets up like when this heist happens, how bad is this going to fail? Like, is he going to have to save all points for everybody, for everything? I mean, that's what it kind of feels like, is that he is the most experienced. But then again, at that, it really puts it at, you know, this early stage of the rebellion of we're really getting just anybody who we can, right? Anybody who has a point that they want to fight against them is basically it. And okay, you're in. And until, you know, Clem here is the most experienced with this. Like, they had no idea about the weight and everything. They would have been stuck. It would have failed right then and there. And now, you know, there's this of like, okay, yeah, I guess you're the pilot. Like, okay, you win. But it really is, man, with all those people there, I thought everybody had a certain job, and it's laid out to nobody knows what they're doing.
How did Lieutenant Gorn or Gorm, I guess,
get in? The subtitle is spelled Gorn.
Okay, yeah, I guess he didn't inform them of this part of the heist.
Yeah, I mean,
or how to figure it out.
That whole weight issue, they would have never left. Look at, he's like, what?
Ernie, is this the first time they say ass in Star Wars?
No, that was in the last one.
Did they say ass last time?
Yeah, you had it up for something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, dang, we had everything. Yeah. So this is, I think, the second time we've had ass in Star Wars.
Second ass in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Gorn goes to find out that the troops have been using the monument where people go to witness the event as target practice, which I thought was hilarious. He found this like giant, I don't know, shield or something on there. Sewer cap?
Garbage can lid.
Garbage can lid?
That's what it
sewer
looks
cap.
to me.
Why did I say sewer cap? It's like Ninja Turtles or something. But, they're using it for target practice. And he's great because he's kind of manipulating the troops into making his plan work, getting a lighter staff on the night of the heist. But that's a scene later on. We'll talk about that later, Paul. But then now back on the base, they're training, or back on where the rebels are, they're preparing. Again, very late. It's like 2 days before the heist. Let's see if you can walk like an Imperial soldier, if you can march, if you can hold a weapon correctly. They test Cassian's speech on the local dialect, and giving him his backstory. You're a sentry from the Alkenzi Air Base. And he really gets into his face there, and Cassian's really defensive in this episode. First, the guy going through his stuff, and then now he's like, "Don't touch me." It's like, if you want me to do something, just tell me. Like, I don't know.
Which is fair. Some people don't want to be touched.
That's fair. That's Yoko. Thank you. And then
Just saying.
back to Ferrix. They're cleaning up the mess. Look like some small children here in the background. Someone's suit or dry cleaning here on the planet.
Wow, they have dry cleaning in space.
They left everything in that shot, huh? We need extras. Bring in the kids.
It's like, yeah, those are in world, but yeah, they're cleaning up the town after the big mess that Cassian left, and the ISB agent is just what did you see as the point of this scene? Yoko, I know you rewatched it recently, but to make sure that you didn't miss any entire full scenes, what did you get out of this? Because it was just the guy saying, "Do you want to be in charge of this sector?"
And then they just gave him a whole building, right? To be his headquarters or something. I don't know. Was it just to show how quickly they're just taking over these other towns, planets?
No, I mean they were already there, right? They're taking over from Premor.
I think there's more. They're laying the groundwork for another storyline here. Brasso is still here. You can tell this entire Ferrix, they're not Imperial friendly. They're not happy. They didn't like the corpos coming in, right? They had a whole system of like clanging to repel them. So I think what we're seeing here is it's an occupation force. They cut to, can you march like a soldier to, and it's a brilliant cut to a bunch of soldiers marching through the streets. That's a big difference from before, when all the miners were kind of doing, they're living their own lives. And when the corporate sort of security guards come down and go, oh, it's been a while since these guys have shown up. So now they've gone from being on their own and being under corporate security to having a full like garrison being there. The hotel has been displaced. The captain is being put in charge, and he's saying, this is going to be your headquarters, right? And the guy's like, well, can I be a prefect? Can you promote me? Like, I know it's not a bump in pay, but he wants the titles. It's like this little fiefdom being shown. And I think what this is the groundwork of showing how pissed off regular systems are, because the Empire is just coming in and taking things. And it's going to show I think it's going to show the parallels to what's going on in the universe. It'll be a microcosm of that. And so you're going to start seeing pushback from locals, because
that's what I said, wasn't it?
Essentially the same thing.
That's what I was trying to say. Paul said it much better.
I feel the same. Just how easy it is for the Empire to come in and take over your stuff. Kind of like the whole Rebels thing of Lethal. Like, you know, how he says, this used to be such a nice place and I grew up here, and then they just came and moved in, and now it's like we see it. Like Paul said, that was a whole hotel that, okay, everybody out, this is our headquarters now. And the way they're telling everybody, like we see the huge difference of, it wasn't like that before. They were all going to work and talking and interacting with each other, and everybody knew everybody. And now here it is, how quickly they just come in and take over of everything. And I think that's what is the set of causing all these different factions to pop up, causing the rebellion.
Was that also what you were going to say, Yoko?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. We make a fantastic team.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, and you guys give the best answers. Is the best. Shout outs to Matt Logic 44.
Logic.
Matt Logic in the chat. Good to see you. So they're marching up. They're just pacing through, just practicing how their heist is going to be. I love when Cassian's like, "What are they going to be doing?" and points to the two ladies. They're like, "Don't worry about it." But we find out later on they're on a side mission, and at this point, Cassian makes the recommendation like, "Hey, Skeen should be on the other side because he's left-handed and his weapon's pointing inward," and it shows Val kind of giving more. She values Cassian's opinion more, because she's like, why not? Why shouldn't he stand there? And he explains it to her, and then finally she listens to his logic and makes a change. And Tamarin,
after they quizzed him a little bit more.
Yeah.
but he also backed it up. He's like, I know you're
Yeah.
right-handed, you're right-handed, you're left-handed, you're right-handed for you favor left or this and that. So he knows what's going on. He's very observant, and I think again the critical redundancy, that's kind of stuff that's valuable on the mission. What the heck is this? Oh, the TIE fighter comes by, and like, what the hell did I screenshot? But the TIE fighter comes by, and she says, "Cover the guns." And this is what this is. They're covering the blasters, and
So cool.
loud whooshing, all gas. But it's cool because you hear the sound of the TIE fighter, and you see like
So
when it flies by, everyone's covering their ears because it's so loud, and the TIE pilot's being a jerk, flying so low to the space goats. But again, another awesome quote and line from Nemec: "Surprise from above is never as shocking as the one from below." Like we're gonna get them back, and they're not gonna see us coming with our attack. Lieutenant Gorn is talking to one of the his soldiers here, and we already mentioned previously that Imperial officer was visiting the base. But we don't know what's
Engineer
happening.
from Coruscant.
Engineer, yes, thank you, is visiting, and then now there's also, we find out more, they're moving an airbase, possibly, most likely, moving an airbase here as well, and knowing that Gorn is undercover here, a spy, and this guy just being a jerk, he's like, oh, when people come gather for the event, you can still smell them, right? He's like, hey, I'm one of them. And then he's like, yeah, it's just the way the actor played out this scene.
Wait, who was he smelling?
Yoko, you said you rewatched this.
I did, but who was he smelling?
No, they were
What is he
saying
smelling?
that every year there are less people gathering for the event, and the guy was being snarky. He's like, oh, still enough to smell them, right?
Oh, like the locals?
Yes.
Yeah. Rude.
Right. Yeah, that's a basic thing, and then again it comes up spoiler, which so this thing actually does mean a lot because of what we find out later.
Yeah, and there's a lot of scenes cutting back and forth. Back on the base, they're
It went everywhere like that. I had a quick question though, Paul. Is that a regular uniform that we've seen before, or are these like new? Like no, yeah, the other dudes.
Yeah, those.
Where it was
So
just like basic?
there are there are Imperial. I know in the 501st there is a uniform. It's a regular like infantry uniform. A number of members, friends of mine, they've dressed up like them, where the fatigues look like that. There's no armor. They've got the BDUs, I guess is a term for it. So yeah, that is, but I haven't seen it. This is the first time seeing it sort of like this, up close.
He looks like a college football coach or something on the sidelines.
He's got well, I love that headset.
Yeah,
because that's usually what they've used. Yeah, old, practical military style cans where they have they've used them in Rogue One as well. The pilots have been wearing them, the ground crew, and they integrate them into the helmets and stuff. And those are hard to come by because a lot of them are antiques, either from World War II or from the Vietnam War, and they've repurposed them because they're surplus in the States. There's like tons of that stuff kicking around, which is really super dope. But he's a communications officer. He's in there, I think. But as well, like his tunic. It could be a repurposed mud trooper jacket. I know under the armor, like because I've done the cosplay of that. That looks very similar to it, although the headphones are covering up the collar. But that could be. I know they have shown a couple of mud troopers in a few of the episodes. And underneath the armor, it's like that's the field jacket that you wear. So
that was cool. Because man, something so basic, you could do something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hat they actually sell at Batu too.
I'm not used to seeing them in like green fatigues, right? It's usually like black or gray, I think, which gives us a whole like.
It's a green or a black. Like what he's wearing, what Lieutenant Gorn's wearing, that's like the olive drab. cavalry tool sort of material. But this is the thing, right? The ISB, they're wearing the white uniforms, the white tops, tunics, and then her assistant has a gray tunic. So this is like a cosplayer's sort of dream, because you can have you have these different variations in the uniform now, right? And so for the ISB, they've got the white tunics with the black hats. You see Lieutenant Gorn, the little the disc on his hat is the standard Imperial disc, but for Rogue One they had that repurposed where it had the Imperial cog in there instead of the stacked disc. So there's these different little variations. I had this conversation with Noah about the rank bars. I was like, what do the ranks mean? Like the number of buttons. I said, well, it's different. Like there's depending on what service you're in, if you're with the like the Army, the Navy, or the ISB. The ISB, they have their own rank system, right? And it's really, it's quite interesting, even though they're just colored buttons. It's how many buttons there are. Red,
Chiclets.
blue, this and that. It's pretty interesting.
What's up, 80s baby? Dario in the chat. What's
Good
up,
to
Dario?
see you, man. Did everyone run into to Dario? Yoko, did you meet Dario at Comic-Con?
I did. I met Dario and Lago. Came by.
Nice. Oh,
started
that's
a
right.
fight.
You guys.
Started a fight.
Yeah, started a fight.
I ended it. Yeah, they started it.
Fisticuffs.
I finished it. Yep. Yeah.
I apologize.
That's why Dario's being so polite. He's like, "Good evening, Yoko. How are you doing?" Hello, sir. Good to see you again. Oh man, looked like a good time. I definitely had some FOMO watching everyone. I was like with my family, like, oh, it looks like they're having so much fun. My wife was like, oh, sorry, you get to spend time with us.
Right?
Apple picking, but I like fresh farm apples.
I have an apple tree. I'm just saying I have an apple tree.
Wow.
Quite the flex, Yoko. Thank you. We don't have any
riveting
here. I have an apple tree.
Johnny Appleseed over here. Okay.
So I'm noticing there's a question from Cap Lives. Do the amount of code cylinders mean anything? Some have 2 while others have 4. Yes. The code cylinders are basically access. So if you have more code cylinders, you have more access to more sensitive information. So generally speaking, the higher the rank, the more access you will have to information. And that's why you'll see some of the higher ranking officers have more code cylinders.
Yeah, last episode I saw some have like 1 on each side, which I don't think I really saw both sided before. But
yeah, and sometimes they have 2 on each side, which means
yeah, and we've seen in shows like people stealing code cylinders, or like on Mando, things like that, to gain access to certain things too. Okay, let me get back to this so we can see the screen subtitles. All right, so they're still prepping, and at this point, Skeen is just flat out just trying to steal his stuff again. It's like, oh, I'm just moving it. And their beef is starting to starting to boil. Their beef stew is starting to boil over, like to the bubbling point. But I don't know why I screenshotted this, because it reminded me of Mulan. He's like, I'll make a man out of you, I'll make a soldier out of you yet. That's another song that I sing around the house all the time. No, that's a really terrible screenshot to choose, but I think I did that for myself. So Deidre and her subordinate here, who, there you go, has the 2 cylinders. They're looking for more rebel activity. They're like, they've been told not to further investigate this, but much like Cyril, they're doing it anyway. It's just a mystery they have to solve for themselves. And they're looking at all these attacks, and they're saying, it's too random to be random. And Deidre says, if I were planning a rebellion, this is how I would do it. I'd steal random parts from here and there. But, what is their final goal? And they mentioned Kessel, Fondor, Jakku, which we know from the sequels. So a lot of planets name drop there. I think Fondor was the planet that Luthen's ship is from, that Cassian mentions in the premiere, and proton warheads from Base K and the Steerguard star path, which is the one that Cassian had stolen. And therefore it's too spread out to be organized, which is what makes this rebellion work, because they have little factions here and there all over the place, all eventually being organized together. Bad Wolf says, I don't know, that seems like a good way to get shot, in my opinion. Grabbing people's stuff in a group like that is just dangerous. Yes. And it almost gets to that point. Oh, there it is. It's too random to be random. Back. I just have to keep saying, and back to the planet. This is the night before they head out, and they drink to the rebellion, and they're finally kind of quizzing each other, like, what's Lieutenant Gorn's reason for doing all this? Well, he met a woman, lost a promotion. I got the sense that she died, but then afterwards, it's like maybe she didn't die. He just lost her, and as a result, he doesn't care about the Empire anymore. He starts to change sides and go with the other team. I think this is one of the quotes from the episode that has, it's really telling for everyone. Everyone has their own rebellion. And up until this point, everyone almost everyone has their story as to, and why they're helping out, except for Cassian and Skeen. Nemec has his manifesto when he sees the oppression in the universe. Wait, do we know what Vel's reason is?
No. What you said was so funny, because it was just like, we don't know anybody.
What the hell was I thinking? All right. SDCC, here we come.
But to that lieutenant, though, that's the part I was talking about, of where we learned that he fell in love with her and lost her, right? And so that's why he's doing it. So that conversation with that guy of, like, basically these people stink, it really hits him, because you're talking about my lady. Like, she's from here. I fell in love with her, right? And you're over here. Imagine 1,000 of them. So
specifically,
yeah, exactly.
I get the sense that she died, because like if they just broke up or she left him or whatever, I don't think that would be enough for him to sort of.
I think that too. I think it needs to be
really, and I think
to flip it.
I'll get to what I think later, because again, spoilers at the end. Okay. And I think she's alive. Why I think she's alive.
All right.
It's okay, Ernie. We don't really abide by that rule. It's a free-for-all.
Of the spoilers? Okay, well, because later we don't know what Vel and okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was all okay.
Go on.
What's the other girl's name? The one who we don't know what they're doing. We still don't know what they're doing.
We don't know most of them. Doing. We don't know most. Like, that's the whole point. I feel like we know 2 stories.
No. Like... Vel and the other girl of in this plan. They said we're going to go do something else. So what I feel is that going to go do something else is get the girlfriend. I think. Like I'm thinking they took them prisoners. I'm thinking they took some of the locals as prisoners, and maybe she's there locked up. He doesn't know, or he does know where. He can't get her, but this is their chance to break him out. If you break out my lady, I'll set it up. You guys can take the money. I'm out with my girl. You guys take the money and we're gone. That's what I feel is happening.
There's a lot to that. I like that. Mission within a mission.
Yeah.
I think that sounds cool, and but I'm wondering then that sounds is Gorn going to take off with them, or is he going to stay behind?
No, I feel like he's gone. So that's what I'm saying is I feel like they're gonna go get her for him. He gives them the money. That whole setup is done, and he can leave with his lady.
They're gonna send. Okay, so let me get this straight. They're gonna send two fighters to break somebody out of prison.
Yeah.
While everybody else, the other 5, go and get the payroll and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he has it basically, he has no people there. He can unlock it, do whatever he needs to. It should be basically an easy run. I think the hard part is going to be breaking out the girlfriend. And this is all just a theory I came up with because of you don't need to know what we're doing that they keep playing.
But that's just operational security. That is like if one of them gets caught, they can't say, well, they're doing this. Stop
where
them.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very romantic. I think she's dead. I think they're off doing something else, and they'll pop up when you least expect it.
See,
it's like, shit, that's what they want to do.
Well, this is my Hallmark version.
I know.
They're gonna go get his girlfriend. They're gonna.
It's very romantic. I think he's dead.
Ernie, not
like
big
that.
enough for what they're doing to save one girlfriend. You know?
Yeah, I don't think. If you're
but
releasing somebody from prison, if you're springing somebody from prison, you're gonna need more than 2 people.
Well, to me, that's just they're in.
They have 5 people to steal the payroll, which would be more guarded than prisoners, I guess, is one of the things I'll give you. But I don't know. I don't know, Ernie.
I like this. Like this.
Maybe
Ernie.
she's not in prison. Maybe she's like, I don't know. They have slaves or something. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't. And this is a part that we get to see of. So what did the Empire do with all those locals?
Yeah, we're back to murder, but
murder, but no, but they said they relocated them by offering them jobs in different places. Like they made them move, like they made it more palatable for them to go to these city centers and to leave the countryside. Maybe some of them were forced for sure, but others were, I mean, they were sort of like, no, it's no good for you here, go. And they made leaving these pastures more desirable because it makes no sense. So why would you put them in prison? Because then you have to devote manpower, resources to guarding people, right? It's better to exile them or just kill them, honestly, than to drain resources keeping people in a prison close enough to the garrison that, that's the thing. I don't know if that makes sense to me. That if his lady friend is still around,
alive,
that she would be in prison that close.
All right.
So,
just thought
you're cut.
Okay.
Moving on.
Tore that theory down.
No, I'm just saying this is what I think. I don't know. It would be cool. I'd love to see them figure that out, but I think she's dead.
She dead.
I think so.
She's dead. We gotta look. We got to look inside the Imperial base, the stronghold, where all the money is kept. And of course, I mentioned this earlier, Gorn kind of manipulating these soldiers. They're like, no, please, sir, let me go watch the event tonight. He's like, fine. And when he walked away, there's that slight smirk. It was absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Ooh, can we go back to that ship?
So that's the ship he's got to steal, the freight hauler.
That is it, right?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Okay. That just looks so Disney to me. I thought it was so cool. Like, when Disney makes up the ships to this is the ride you're getting on?
Nice.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like that. But what is that symbol? You went towards it. I tried to see it too, and I was like, ooh, Kev got it. I didn't know what that was.
That's an Imperial cog.
The cog.
It is, but doesn't it look like a triangle's in the middle of it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a triangle in the middle, but that might just be the texture of the ship.
To me.
Yeah. Looks like what?
A turtle.
A turtle.
I think that's just like, the texture of the ship, like the shape of the bulkhead, where it's not a perfectly flat area. So it's
okay. So
it might have that sort of
Yeah, I can't enhance anymore. It's just going to be a blur.
Enhance. It is a cool looking ship, though. I've never seen it. That's not something specific, right, Paul? I've never seen that before.
No, I think the ship is the thing that's actually under. See, with the fucking pointing at the screen again. Jesus. See where the doors are? See where the doors are located on the side? There are these big clamps, like what the symbol is on. I don't think that's part of the ship. I think the ship is actually inside, like inserted in there, so you can see the gap. Yeah, you can see there's a like it's nestled underneath, and that thing goes underneath it. See, so I think the ship itself, like it's being held there, and it can slingshot out. That's what they were talking about, the release, because it's nestled in there.
Yeah, because it's not a trap.
It's going to have to come off of that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some sort of
Oh, they're the thrusters.
jets or thrusters there. Yeah. All right, we will find out. But still, just an awesome looking setup from inside the base. Gorn again, rescheduling all these people, and the soldiers giving some insight on like, man, when people talk about being assigned to Aldani, like it sucks. Other than you'll be lucky if you get to see the event, and I would hate to miss it. And have to wait another 3 years. And a good look at what they're stealing, which looks like some casino chips. This is the great shot on the mountainside there. It's just composed beautifully for me. And, everyone's resting, getting ready for the next portion of the journey when Skeen goes and takes a knife to Cassian and finds the Kyber crystal around his neck. And he's like, why would someone bring $30,000 necklace from Rock Love, use code Yoko at checkout on a heist? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Did we get it, Yoko? Was that the one?
Yeah, no, thank you. That's great. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Sorry.
Didn't Luthen though tell him to sell it for 50,000?
No less.
Yeah, he said don't take less than 50.
Right? This guy calls out 30.
Yeah, but Cassian's not gonna say it's actually worth 50.
It's not helping. It's not helping his situation.
No, I would part of my collectibles. Actually, bro, that's 50,000.
Actually, I was told 50.
Yeah.
By who? It's worth whatever they're willing to pay. Okay, so
check the sold listings.
Oh my goodness!
I love this scene though.
Who brings? Oh, this is a comical screen cap to the caption. It looks a little bit funny, but he says, "Who brings treasure to a robbery?" And he doesn't want to go any further on this trip. He's had enough of not knowing who Cassian is, and then Andor realizes like, hey, this mission can't move forward without me telling the truth here. And he says it later on. He's like, I don't want to go through this having to look over my shoulder the whole time, wondering what's going to happen. So he tells them finally, I'm being paid. And everyone kind of looks at Vel like, what the hell's going on here? But he kind of makes his point. He turns it back around on him. It's like, look, if it wasn't me being here, you would have made some other excuse about not wanting to go. I get it. You're scared, but don't blame me because you're hesitant. But I love the way he turned it back. He's like, go, I'll walk away. I'll walk away because nobody is dumb enough to do this if it wasn't for money. So he still kind of doesn't really get their drive for this mission. But he doesn't. He says, I don't want to walk in looking over my shoulder the whole time. And I think it's a great scene because they're like, we'll fight about this later. We got to move to the next scene. There's some ships flying around. Mario says, I just used code Yoko at checkout and nothing happened.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to get that fixed. We're going to get that fixed, Mario.
Order 2.
Order 6, says Paul.
This scene for me was just, I mean, this is a chef's kiss for me, just because it just really does cement the dynamic of this whole group and how Andor's the only he's the only realist in all of it, right? They're all full of bluster, this or that, and he's been through it and he can see as well. He's like, look, it's the hardest. This is the hardest moment the day before. There's too much time to think. And you're right. He does throw it back on them. He's like, don't blame me. Make a choice. This is what I love about that speech. He says, make a choice, but don't blame me. I'm doing this. But if the rest of you want to do it, then shut up and let's go type thing. And that's the thing. And he shows the intelligence where he just comes clean. I don't want to be looking, but that shows how committed he is to this. And he shows them, I'm going to be flying this piece of shit out. I'm going to be doing this. I've been giving you tips, and all I get for this is some jackass going through my stuff and then stealing my shit, right? So I just really love the truth in these scenes where he's not like, oh, it all would have been solved if they just told each other what had happened. That sitcom sort of mentality of like somebody holds on to something, and if they just said it, all the problems would be solved. This is like all the cards on the table. And that's what I love about this show. It's like, there's no bullshit here. There's no bullshit. This is what it's about. And we tried it and we did. And obviously it wasn't working because Skeen didn't trust me. But the rest of you seem completely clueless. So here's the way it goes. And I love that. Like these scenes for me just are so delicious. And then, you know, and it's not resolved right away. It's a whole, we'll everybody chew on it and we'll make our decision when we get to where we need to go. So
I love that we're getting 12 episodes because it gives us the time to really flesh out these scenes and characters, because the acting, like you said, the acting, the writing and storytelling is it's so spot on. And if you think it's like a 6-episode series, like we wouldn't get a lot of this stuff. And knowing how beautifully executed it is, it's like this is some of the best Star Wars stuff that I've seen. Maybe even slightly more than Kenobi. Maybe I went there, guys.
Whoa. Yeah, I thought it was great. It was really cool. It's very funny, right? The because I'm being paid, and everybody's like, "You're getting paid?" Like, I thought we all had reasons here. You know, that was funny. That was cool. But also, again, a whole nother thing of I liked when he said, "I get you guys are getting nervous. If anybody wants to back away." Again, his experience. I've done this before. This is the jitters that you're going to feel the night before. You want to back out now. Where I feel like some of them, like this may be their first one, or they don't have as much experience as him. So it really means something for him to step up and be here, just a couple of days. And now it just makes me like, I want to see this heist. Like, what's going to mess up? Is it going to go smooth? And obviously, who's dying?
We know who's dying.
Right. Are we getting him just flying off on that rail and taking off like, I tried to tell him, and that's it?
I want to take a moment to thank Livin' La Vida Yoko, who has resubbed on Twitch for 17 months. She says, re-baby Eve, the eve of a re-baby, which is 18 months. 18 months is 2 babies. So, sub-babies. Thank you, Yoko, for your continued support, wherever you are.
Thank you.
If you're out there listening, like you said to the fan of the show and said, if you're watching the show
for some reason,
Yoko, this scene,
it made me think of like when you're at a new restaurant and like you think you know what you want to order, but then the waiter takes too long to come back to you and you have time to second guess what you're ordering.
Would you care to? Did this happen to you, or are you speaking?
This happened to me a lot this last week. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But it also made me think of how Kev's definitely paying Paul to be here. You know.
And I'm the one on the side. We're getting paid?
Yeah.
What?
Perfect. Yoko, that was perfect.
So perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Is this what you want to order? No, you're right.
Wait, we're getting paid?
You just don't
Ernie's
know.
like, I'm just a prospect.
I love this scene.
Yeah, this is a scene. We get another look inside the luxury vehicle. Look at the controls on here. What can you control? Can you text? Can you change the temperature? This is what everyone was looking forward to. No, I'm just kidding. But they're kind of taking jabs at each other. I think it felt like he was trying to connect with her because he's like, hey, did you see me talking to so-and-so? Like he was looking for some sort of approval or recognition from her after he planned a dinner that she didn't want to be at. And then also he's like, why don't you tell me about this new foundation? And she had a nice jab. She's like, oh, I didn't think it would be, you'd be interested. It's charitable. And I'm like, wait, is it a foundation that they're using to move? That's all I think about now is conspiracy. Are they moving money for the rebels through this
course they are.
foundation?
Of course they are.
Yeah.
What better front? What better front than a charitable organization?
What else about this scene did you enjoy, Paul?
Well, it's
the
just
only paid person here.
the tension in the car, because it seems so banal, but there's like pointed jabs to one another through it, and he's talking about, oh well, this person seems to know way more about you than I do, right? And she's like, well, it's just this really, really sort of low level antagonism that goes back and forth, but then she just totally savagely destroys him with that whole, why didn't he be interested? Because it's charitable and you are not, so fuck you. That was the subtext, and like it just ended everything. But it also shows twofold why having a charitable foundation is brilliant, because if a dick like Perrin is like, oh, it's beneath me, and he wants to ignore it, the Empire will do the same thing too. Everybody else will go, oh, do-gooder, Shendrillan, bah, right?
Yeah.
And like his only recourse is, I want to get home faster. What's the name of the driver? She's like, oh, his name. She tells him the name, and he's like, could you take the expressway, please? Like that's all he can do is flex against the driver to get us home faster, right? Like it's just, I just love the tension between the two of it, and you can just see that this is not a happy relationship. They've got all the outward appearances of it, but it's the structure is crumbling. Now, I would love to see a little bit more depth to Perrin, and hopefully maybe this is like a ruse, and we grow to hate him, and he does that thing that is like totally redeemable, and it's like, oh my god, he loved her all along, and we just misunderstood him. Like, I would love to see that rather than him just being a mustache twirling villain.
I want to see a prequel to this prequel, which is a prequel to another prequel of how these two got together, because this is a terrible couple. My goodness, I will watch that prequel.
That's part of the whole theme of the show, right? Is we don't understand anyone's motivations. Like, we don't understand why any of them are acting the way they are, or what's driving them, why they're all assholes. And I think we're going to slowly find out why they're all assholes.
Ooh, big thank you to the son of Eagle. I believe Alexander Eagleson gave out a community sub over on Twitch too, and the recipient is Val Conitron. Val A. Hey, thank you, son of Eagle. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoy our ramblings this evening. Let's see, this guy here, that's the wrong screen. But yeah, I want to see where this relationship grew out of. But Paul, I think you made a great point. Using a charity to fund money for the rebels. Cassian mentions at the beginning. It's like they're so fat. The Empire, they don't care about everyone. They're just these fat pigs. They're all wealthy and they're complacent. And it's just like, oh, like you said, a charity, whatever. That's boring. I don't want to look at it. And that's like a good cover not to draw attention to some of the stuff that Mon Mothma is up to. And
money goes out. It's like, well, where's the money going to? Refugees or whatever. They can send them to these troubled spots. Say, well, there's conflict here, so we're sending it to the poor displaced people of this village or this town or this city, and it's being funneled to the rebellion. Brilliant.
Very, very good point.
He's got 1/6 scale figures.
Yes.
See that? Clone Troopers.
Paul, Yoko, Ernie. Are these recognizable? People in the chat, people watching the replay. I'm sure you noticed this. This is a toy collector channel.
I do not remember this part.
Yoko, come on.
Really? Yeah, it's him back sitting in his bedroom, and I flipped out when I saw this. Like,
man.
He collects figures.
Those are clones.
Those are Kotobukiya statues.
Yeah.
Of clone troopers, right?
Yeah. They're definitely. I mean, it's so recognizable as he's just staring at him. And then to me, again, somebody else's story who we don't know. How is young Tom Cruise going to play out?
I thought you were going to say, how did he get those? What did he pay for those? Why did he unbox them? Also, they mentioned calling Uncle Harlow and Uncle Harlow hooking up Cyril with a job.
Thinking about
the mom was like, we'll explain to him how sorry you are about what happened and how he should. Why would you explain to somebody how sorry you are about that? I felt like Uncle Harlow has something to do with the Empire if that's part of the process of him hooking him up. I think we don't know who Uncle Harlow is. Do we have any guesses? Ernie agrees with me, so he's
that was my thing. That was my thing is are we gonna know who Harlow is?
Oh, for sure. It's just
you know what I mean, right? Yeah, that's how
speculate
I feel
now.
Yeah,
what his role is gonna be. Paul, Yoko,
like is Tarkin's first name Harlow? Right?
It's not
Harlow Tarkin. I know. Maybe a middle name.
No, I didn't think of him as being someone that we already know, but definitely someone that's gonna put him in position to go full on bad guy.
So, do you think Rebel, Empire, Paul?
I think Empire.
Empire.
I think Empire. Yeah. I mean, he's the way he's staring at that. He's staring at that hollow image of a young Cassian Andor.
He either loves him or hates him.
Exactly.
I don't think he loves him.
No, I don't know. Ernie's got that Hallmark movie theory going on there. I think Cyril's gonna.
Maybe that's why he wanted to find him, actually, so he could tell him
you didn't kill me,
soulmates.
and it meant so much. Yes,
I left Primor for you.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Let's explore this some more. This is interesting.
I want to join your cause. Look, I collect figures.
I collect figures. We can be friends. I'll be friends with you.
That's
we can come back to my place and eat cereal with blue milk.
Yeah. How that was not on the shelves this
week. Can I invite a friend over?
Blows my mind.
He's all, did you back Galactus?
I did.
Yoko, you're on fire today.
Did you back
Galactus is shipping. I heard it started to ship, so I'm in a lot of trouble.
That's great.
Mario's still in the chat. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking after last episode, I was like, oh, maybe they cross paths sometime and they have to have a showdown later on. So this has me hopeful because he's looking at the hollow image of young Andor. So it seems like he's gonna go after him, not as a friend. Or maybe you want to play.
Maybe
you want to play Clone Troopers?
No, I kind of see it as maybe the only way to redeem myself is to catch this guy and bring him into the Imperials. Like it's that whole I'm gonna go rogue cop and army of one. I'm gonna catch Cassian Andor.
This is how he redeems himself.
Yes.
This is my way back in.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I backed that.
It actually is in storage.
You have 6, Paul? Because
just the 4.
One?
Just 4?
No, I don't have the 1. Just the 1.
All right, so this is the scene right outside the base. They're signaling to Lieutenant Gorn. They're in position, and at this point, kind of like a backwards apology. Skeen he says, Vel wants me to tell you about my brother, and it's the reason that that Skeen joins the rebellion to go against the Empire. The Empire flooded his brother's pepper tree farm, and pepper tree, and his brother
Pepperidge Farms. Pepperidge Farms, right?
Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah.
Skeen remembers.
All the cookies.
He made a killing during Christmas, and now what he's supposed to do?
Oh,
fill his pockets with rocks and drown himself.
You went too far.
River of chocolate. Sorry.
The river of chocolate.
SDCC, here we come.
Oh my god, this is our sizzle reel content.
Podcast.
This whole episode.
Live panel.
But yeah, but I love how he's like, this is as close as an apology as you're gonna get. And Andor's like, oh, it's good enough. Close enough. This is where Vel and Cinta break off. She said they're going to be on a side mission. If all goes well, we'll see you tomorrow night. And she's like, I need to hear you say that you understand Tamarin is in charge. And they break off. We don't know. Could it be Ernie's plan about rescuing somebody else? They definitely have another side mission. We don't know. Thankfully, today is Tuesday. Wait, when does this come out? The new episode?
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Oh, thank God.
In the
Oh,
morning
I can
for
see
us.
it tomorrow. And by tomorrow morning, this episode will be obsolete. No, please watch the replay. I appreciate you. Back in Luthen's shop, in
Do you
his
see
secret,
Do you see on the
in
shelf?
his secret headquarters, he's nervous.
called it.
We'll
I
talk about the
definitely see
scene
the
and
giant-
then we'll talk at the
giant hog.
Yeah.
the props.
Yes.
But he's nervous, and there's no way for him to know. Checking the radios or whatever he's doing, they're not going to get an update. The mission hasn't happened.
Pointing at the
Pointing at the screen again.
Christ, gotta stop doing that. Fuck.
Ah, I love that on your stream. You say now, I'm a professional YouTuber.
Yes.
But he's telling his assistant, who I feel like the assistant is definitely just a cover. I feel like they're equal rank in this rebellion, if not more. Like the way she talks to him, like, I don't like seeing you nervous. And he's telling her to check your go bag and all that stuff. And that's the end of the episode. Just go to sleep. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's what we as viewers have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And just wait for the next episode and see what's going to happen with the heist, which is later tonight.
Mhm.
On the shelves, you big nerds, go. Holocrons.
Those
They seem
holocrons
big.
are definitely
ones.
giant, which makes me wonder if this place is full of bootlegs.
Replicas?
Yeah.
Bootlegs.
Are those the Disney Parks versions of the holocrons?
Yeah, is it because the Disney one
But
fits in my
they're
hand?
so- yeah, those are no, but like when you see them in Rebels and stuff too, they're like
They're in the hand.
handheld
Right.
size.
Yeah.
Maybe
Those are pretty big.
maybe in Rebels they're just gigantically huge. So if like Kanan Jarrus was to show up, he would be like 8 feet tall and his hand would be as big as Luthen's head.
Maybe they come in different sizes.
Maybe.
And
HasLab
Batu is
scale.
one?
I'm jazzed about the Ankara stones
Yes.
beside it from Indiana Jones and the Temple
Temple
of
of
Doom.
That's what you guys are excited about,
Yes. I called it.
not the giant holocrons.
Oh no, the giant holocrons, absolutely.
I mean, don't get
They
me
could
wrong.
both
I
be
would buy
cool.
that. I would totally buy the giant holocrons if they made them.
Even if it was comically oversized and inaccurate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then I'll just put them in the back of my room and they'll look cool.
Yeah, it has to be something. I mean, because they almost have the same design, but those are definitely giant holocrons.
They're the same shapes as the holocrons, right? The Jedi
then-
and the Sith ones. So
Yeah.
it's not a coincidence.
So the stones are there, and then
But-
definitely in that last episode, the whip was in carbonite.
Right.
And then I found out if you lightened it, behind the whip in carbonite was the idol, the fertility
Oh, the
idol.
Oh,
fertility
it
idol?
was?
Nice.
Yes,
We
it
got-
was.
we
Was right
questioned it.
behind it. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Funny. What's
What-
the
Yeah.
screenshot, Kev?
I'm trying to see if I still have that
Space?
screenshot from last week.
Oh.
But we'll
But the
figure it out.
stones, the thing is, the stones, there's two of the exact same kind, and they all had different sort of. The three stones had
Scratches, right?
different scratches. Yeah, one had the 3 scratches. The other one, they were in different orientations. So
Mhm.
there's a bit of. But I didn't know about the whipping carbonite. That's great. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the whipping carbonite was last week, and right behind it is the idol
Yeah.
is in it, and then there's a third one behind it, but nobody can see that one.
They also
it-
have the Star Killer armor,
Yes.
like sitting in the background, right?
Yeah, yes.
Which was pretty dope. And Alfredo, you should shut up.
Do you not remember last week's stream, Paul?
No,
Paul blacked out.
What happened last week?
Because we said all this
Talked
last
about
week.
those things.
What?
Oh, Paul's memory full.
Yeah. You were celebrating last week.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was last week's episode. We've said all this. Yeah.
Wow.
That was real?
It was a
I
good
dreamed
show.
I thought I dreamed that.
And you didn't
like,
want to tell us? I had a very vivid dream
I
of all
felt so
three
bad.
of
I
you.
missed the live stream. All the stuff that I wanted to talk about.
Can you imagine? He showed up today. He's like, "Hey guys, sorry I missed last week." It's like,
I honestly-
Paul, you were here.
Kind of
You
was.
should have gotten your paycheck from Kev.
That's great.
He
That's so
really
cool.
doesn't remember.
No, not at this point.
It's been a busy week. Lots of toys coming in. Lots of toys
Yeah.
going out.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really great prizes for the Bad Bash 1-to-1 scale model of Grogu. A couple of figures
Whoa.
from my personal collection, 1/6 scale. The Jason Voorhees and Leatherface. I've got a Hot Toys Boba Fett from Mandalorian season 2. When he reclaims that armor before the repaint, so we got that up for grabs. We've got some statues from
gotta
Gentle
go,
Giant.
Yoko.
Also have a couple of talking plush Grogus. I don't know why one like that. You squeeze them and they talk. And some Blue Jays prize packages. And we're adding to it. There's going to be some Kim's Convenience memorabilia in there, signed scripts, signed plays. I'm thinking about, I have some screen used costumes. And then I've got 2 pairs of Uppa slippers.
Oh, thank God you said slippers.
So I might do that. Or there's some shirts. And Simu's underwear from. No, I'm just kidding. That would. But yeah, there's some
Please remind.
memorabilia. It's going to be there.
The
And we're
first
also going to
question
have
would be,
trivia.
why do you have it?
We just
I
shared
do.
our underwear.
You swapped.
You picked this up by accident.
No,
It's a
just-
tight budget on season
Oh,
1
on
all the
purpose.
time for everything.
Oh, I see. They had to share.
They wrote that into an episode. It's like, do you wear my underwear? No. Yes.
It's like NBA players when they trade jerseys.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I definitely need to put my name in the hat, in the ring. All of those analogies for that 1-to-1 scale Grogu. That sounds awesome.
Pretty sweet.
And definitely go check out Paul's page and find out more details. I'm looking forward to that. Alfredo M. Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Oh no.
Smooth like butter.
Do I need to pre-read this? Let me pre-read this so that it's not problematic. Paul, tell us about the guy that moved your toys around.
I said that last week. I have a feeling I probably told the story. And
Yes.
it wasn't a guy, it was many guys. So it was a gang move, which was like not cool. Yeah, it's cool. Everything's fixed now. It's all fixed.
Thank you, Alfredo M, for the support and the super chat and trying to bait Paul into that rant. Possibly. This
Paul's
episode
been
again,
weirdly calm this week. I'm like waiting for something to happen.
Oh no, I lost
No?
my shit over the weekend.
Oh, so you're just
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to be mellow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
tomorrow
packed
night,
away.
first game, the NHL season. The Leafs are playing Montreal, I believe. We're gonna go see a
Well-
play. We're gonna go see The Shark is Broken at the Royal Alex. The Shark is Broken is a play about the behind the scenes of Jaws. So
cool.
it originated
will they have
in
hot
Edinburgh.
dogs?
What's that? Yes, where they
Well-
got the hot dogs in Japan.
Yeah.
That makes an appearance. No.
Mm.
So Robert Shaw's son actually co-wrote it, and he plays his father in it. And so it's about Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw behind the scenes. Like it's a play about that. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And it's nonfiction.
It is. I mean, I don't know. there's some truthful elements to it. Obviously, there's got to be some license being taken if they're telling the story. But from what I've read too and what I know about the behind the scenes shenanigans that was going on, there was a lot of tension, especially between Dreyfuss and Robert Shaw. So that's
cool.
pretty interesting. So that was actually real. So which is really cool.
Sounds right up your alley.
Yeah. Well, Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. So I guess even more than Star Wars.
Well, you will enjoy the Leaf season, and I will enjoy the Raptors season, hopefully, and then we will reconvene during spring training and have our hopes shattered again.
No.
We will do better. Alfredo M says, "Damn it, no rant. $5 down the drain. It will be $5 well spent for the channel. Thank you, sir." Alexander Eagleson, channel member, what's going on? It sounds interesting. Yeah, it sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
It's coming through here just for you, Paul. But this episode, I think setting up for the big heist. This is not like, it may be the calm, I guess, before the storm, but I think there's a lot of good, meaty scenes and storytelling in this episode. Yoko, how did you find this episode?
I enjoyed it a lot. So I did watch it twice because I watched it once when I was in New York on my little iPad. So I watched it again tonight while I had dinner to make sure.
Don't call it little. iPad's a really big screen.
It was my little. No, it was an iPad Mini though, and it's an old iPad Mini, so it's.
Some might say too big.
It's not that much bigger than my phone, honestly, but my phone is also giant. Anyway, I rewatched it while I ate dinner. I must have looked down at the same time because I missed that Kotobukiya toy shelf. But no, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm surprised by the people I hear. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised that people complain about anything Star Wars, but the people who are calling it slow, I think just like aren't paying attention, you know? And I think one thing this show does really well is I think a lot of shows, and I feel like maybe we've talked about this before about something else, but it's like sometimes shows put in too much dialogue and they're overtelling you things. Like, you know, there's too much dialogue, and I think this one does a really nice job of just telling you enough, and it's kind of hinting at things and letting you fill in some of the gaps, or leaving the gaps there intentionally for us to find out later, you know. And I like this. I think the storytelling's really fun. And you keep saying 12 episodes. I'm pretty sure, didn't they film both seasons of this at once? Like, I think it's really meant to be looked at as like a 24-part thing.
A 24-part movie.
Yeah.
They got greenlit for season 2 before season 1 aired. And they're currently working on it.
Oh, okay. I thought they did it all at once, but no. Okay. No. So
that would be a tall order.
I don't know how many answers we're gonna get in episode 12 if they were, you know, looking at it being a 2-season thing.
RMD, I do feel for you because he says, I miss Bix. And, you know, for me, I was like, are we ever going to see that character again? And because, like, are we going back to that planet? But then in this episode, we stop by briefly with the ISB dude there with the cleanup, and you don't even see her then. So, you know, RMD, you might not see her again. Go buy the Black Series. You're back in.
Pretty sure we'll see her again.
She'll be back.
Yeah. All right, Paul, this episode?
Oh, slam dunk. Love it. Love the build. It's building to something huge. And I cannot wait to see what goes wrong. Because you know something's going to go wrong. Mm-hmm. And so when the shit hits the fan, it's going to be really, really interesting. And that's what this show's basically about. Nothing can be easy. Nothing goes right. Right from the very beginning. Andor just wants to find his sister. That's all he's doing. And these two corporate goons jump him, and that starts the whole thing, everything into motion. And so I'm really, really loving the characterizations, the storytelling, the writing, the performances. I love that it is so it's complex in a way. It's and I hear people bandying about like, oh, adult, like it's non-accessible, but I do like the fact that the themes are a lot more mature, and you actually have to be you you have to be paying attention, right? It isn't all just, and I'm not disparaging any of the other series because they're great and they're fun and they're intelligent as well. But this is another level, which is what I really enjoy. It's like Star Wars can tell different types of stories, and this is the espionage sort of story where all the little details matter and all the little things, and it's moving at a pace where it's just a little bit more sophisticated. And I really enjoy that. So, and the fact that, yeah, it's just, they're not, no one's using the Force, you know, it's just, no, it's kind of a refreshing, you can have a story that's set in the Star Wars universe, and it can be a different kind of story, but still be firmly entrenched in that universe. And the style is different, the tone is different, and I love it. And it's very different from all the other shows.
The pacing is different.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing. That's the thing that I love about it. You can have diversity in storytelling, in tone, characterizations, and still be in universe.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Great point, man. I love that too. Shout outs to Art G in the chat. Yoko, did you meet Art G?
I did.
At NYCC?
Yeah.
With Mario too. That was awesome. Christopher Colvin says, very story and character driven. And Alfredo M, thank you for the
Thank you. Far too kind.
Says, on a more serious note, wait, the last one wasn't serious? Andor is possibly becoming my favorite Star Wars show until the Ahsoka series. I'm inclined to agree. I'm right there with you. I think it's close to being better than Kenobi in terms of substance. But Alfredo, thank you for the super chat, and no rant from Paul on that one.
We still have time.
To be fair, I think if Kenobi had 12 episodes too, you would see a different sort of pace to it as well, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing. It's tough to cram some stories into like such a tight time frame. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things that Andor has going for it, is the fact that it is 12 episodes long and you can take that time. Look at Game of Thrones. That last season sucked, the second half, because they had no time. They had these big jumps in character launch, and it's just like I don't know why they had so few episodes, but if they had the 12 or the 22, then you would buy the changes and the turns in the characters, because they're not so abrupt, and people complain about the pace of this or that. But when you have a series that has that breathing room, you can go to those places and everything becomes very plausible. Whereas if you have to make those huge leaps because of time, you're kind of like, the writing wasn't so strong. Or this, it's like, yeah, it's because they didn't have time. So this I love. I love the fact that they do have, they're really using it. And I don't think they're not languishing or this or that. Every moment in a TV series is precious. And you can't just, like, when people say filler episode, pisses me off. Right? It's not filler. There's always something that they're dropping in. And because the pace isn't to what you're used to, doesn't mean it's filler. Anyways, I'm going to shut up now.
Oh, what's going on? Alfredo M just keeps putting super chats and you keep holding back, Paul. I'm kidding. Ernie.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's such a good show. This episode was great on getting some of those background stories. Like, we don't know everybody's yet, but that was a major play for me in this one. That was cool. Seeing, of course, the figures in there, that was great. And that was like probably one of my, oh my God, I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in that meme. I was just like, look, there it is.
Yeah, so, I was excited too. When I saw it, I'm like, maybe I can get him on Unboxing Thursdays.
There you go. Like, what if that was his idea? And then on top of that,
character.
The thing was so cool was seeing that Star Wars apartment, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, to me, that, to some people, like, what do you mean seeing the apartment?
I want that as cool. An Airbnb.
Yeah, like, that was it. So that
great idea.
Yeah, that was really cool to see that. And again, I'm so excited for the 12 episodes because usually tonight would be our finale, the heist,
right?
And that would be it. Like, what's going to go on, and we have the heist and more to go off of. So that's exciting because the build is perfect.
Yeah, the heist is the next episode, maybe 2 episodes.
Well, exactly. That's what we're thinking, right? I mean, it could be totally something different tonight.
Yeah, so that's 5, 6.
Probably would have been a great
7.
episode to do Midnight 34, so I apologize.
You need some rest, Yoko. You can't.
Yeah.
You want to fall asleep during the show.
I know. I mean, yeah. I'm ready to go to bed right now, honestly.
And the next day, you're like, "Oh man, I'm sorry I didn't stream last night, guys."
Yeah.
You did, Yoko. Oh man,
You're still on now.
you didn't turn off. Well, that's a good. I think that's a good, good time to kind of wrap it up, I guess, because it was a great episode. We did a tight 2 hours. We gave our thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yoko, you're not streaming this evening.
No,
However,
but we do have a sure to be super chill, laid back enabler stream this week on Thursday.
oh my god, I have to set up for that. Yes, thank you.
Oh,
So
I didn't even know that either.
You didn't know that?
Is it? No, wait. Wasn't the first of the month? You guys can do it last month?
Well, I know
You did your show.
We did? I don't think we
Okay,
did either.
Just let Yoko finish.
Sorry.
While
Due
you
to-
figure it out.
Due to New York Comic Con and TwitchCon and other planned
cons.
absences, enablers got moved to this Thursday. So it's going to be very hinged, I'm sure. We're all going to be at our best behavior.
No soju. We're going to be
No
back to
soju?
normal.
Did you see Instagram stories?
No, we'll see. But there are many entries to our photo challenge and album cover. Over 130, I think, entries. So I know we added an extra week, but there's so many. I think a lot of people were really feeling this theme and inspired. So we're probably going to start the photo reviews early. There are going to be prizes, a prize at least. And then I'm doing a channel member giveaway that stream as well. So if you go here on YouTube, go to the community tab. I'm pointing this way. I don't know why. But if you go to my page and go to community tab, if you're a channel member, just write down in the comment, like, what are some of your favorite moments on the channel? And that's your opt-in to a giveaway on the live stream. So go check that out. And Yoko will be back on the channel Thursday night for Unboxing Thursdays.
I have
with the
one
enablers.
thing to open, and it was a gift from Paul.
What?
So
Nice.
I thought it was going to be like miraculously on your hand again. Like, you're like, oh, and I have this.
oh yeah, no.
Magic. Paul, yourself.
Yo.
What are you
Yes.
what are you doing this week? Where can people is it yo? Yes, I am Paul.
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. Yeah, I just I did a live stream, my show on my YouTube channel, Bitter Asian Dude Inc. We do fun boxing Sundays, usually around 7:00 p.m. Eastern. Although the last Sunday, the time's been sort of shifting around just because I haven't had my shit together to sort of get stuff done. So this Sunday again is I do have stuff, so much stuff to unbox. So if we can go, we will go. I would hope. I'm hoping to do a lot that's so non-committal. I'm gonna do a live stream this Sunday on Fun Boxing Sundays. I've got some hot toys. I've got some other geeky collectibles. I'm gonna do a half-assed review. We're gonna drink. We're gonna chat. We're gonna have fun. But mostly we will be gearing up towards the Bad Bash, October 21st at Stormcrow Manor. There will be links on my socials. Please, if you want to hang out and get a chance to win some really cool prizes and raise money, help raise money for a great cause. I was going to say fundraiser, a great cause. Come on out, and it'll be fun.
What rebellion are you supporting?
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. It's all cool. So,
That's awesome, Paul.
Thank
And Ernie.
I'll be on tomorrow night, Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Fallen Fett Chronicles, and then Sarlacc Digest at 8, and then Thursday night with the Toy Migos for They're Not Dolls at 8:15.
Beautiful. On the channel here this week, Unboxing Thursdays with The Enablers, Thursday night, 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific time. And also the recap of Andor Episode 6 will be... what day? We'll figure it out, and we'll let you know. We'll figure it out, and we'll let you know. Make sure you're following Boba Squadron on Instagram for more updates, or myself. But again, of course, follow these great, fantastic people on all their pages as well. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And we did this in under 3 hours. I had a great time. Thank you for people watching the replay, if you're watching this on the replay. And Yoko, Ernie, Paul, have yourselves a great evening. Yoko, wait, you got to do the outro. I almost messed it up. Go.
Thank you guys for being here and watching another episode of Boba Squadron. For some reason,
Why? Why would you?
Thank you for liking, following, subscribing on the format
more of
your
that.
choice. And hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you next week. TBD.
Speaking of non-committal, yes, no, we'll be back. Boba Squadron will return. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night. Peace.
Bye.